Welcome to another episode of Smoke Drink. Today is part 3 of the Rundlet and Kilderkins series that I have for you. I'm dedicating, you're probably wondering why I'm doing a 4-part series on this, but because these are very special lineup of bottles. It is to me because I love Springbank, but also because they're quite rare and hard to find, and they're quite fabled to be awesome. And so far, if you haven't seen my Hazelburn and Springbank review of the Rundlet and Kilderkins series, please watch them first, largely because it gives you more context with the third and final bottle that we have before we do the next and last episode of all of them lined up 3 together and comparing the nose and the tastes. So today I'm reviewing the Longrow. The Longrow is the heavily peated version of the Springbank, and let's get nosing. Oh wait, before I go on, in case this is the first video of the series you're watching and you don't want to watch the other ones, Rundlet and Kilderkins stands for a type of barrel usually used for beer and wine. They're usually small barrels. Now, from what I've heard, they've actually refashioned these barrels to bigger barrels at the Springbank distillery. Almost like a hogshead of sort, where they, assemble staves. But look, I can't confirm what was in the barrels beforehand. I can't confirm if they've really done that. It's hard. It's not like you can just write them an email and find out. It's not always that easy. But what I do know is that Rundlet and Kilderkins barrels are made to be for beer and wine in the, back in the day. So here we go. Let's give it a try. Oh wow. I think that is probably the best out of the 3. Oh man, I'm getting a drying peat nose. I'm getting a deep strawberry and berry jam. It is quite filthy and dirty, very foosty. A sickly sweet note to it though, and then followed by that pungent peat. Not your Isla peat, but a pungent peat nonetheless. Smoky, burnt caramel, a hint of fresh rubber, which is quite prominent. Longrows are not always as peaty as Islas. I find they're usually more subdued, but this is not subdued at all. This is very, very in your face peat. Dark red fruit that's been turned into jam, and I'm talking all sorts of sweet red fruits. I'm not getting any savouriness right now from it. One could mistake this for an Isla whiskey, to be honest, but the foostiness is there. The foostiness is definitely there. I'm not getting much savouriness yet. Let me just let it, I'm going to let it breathe, because look, as you can see, it's a neck pour, the first pour from the bottle. I'm going to let it breathe, so bear with me while I nose it a bit more. There is a distinct fungal coming through now. Blue cheese, a blue cheese funk. Ripe red fruits, ripe berry fruits that's been turned into jam is definitely the theme. Wow. Burnt brown sugar, burnt caramel, smoke, fresh rubber, the herbaceousness is starting to come through. And once again, I'm getting that menthol come through my nose. I'm getting that menthol. Oh, wow. Oh, now I'm getting a meatiness come through. Now it's breathing a little bit. I'm getting some meatiness come through. Oh, just a hint of meatiness. I'm getting a hint of bacon. Fatty bacon. But when I say bacon, I'm not getting it when you put it on the skillet and you fry it up till it's crispy in the smoke. I'm getting that steam from the bacon when you first put it on the pan and it's just starting to get rid of that water and you get that steam, not the smoke but the steam. I'm getting that bacon fat and salty steam and the porky steam. I know that sounds really specific and a bit strange, but I'm just imagining it right now when I'm frying bacon. The first few minutes, a lot of steam is coming through, not the smoke yet. So bacon steam, here we go. Add that to your new notes, eh? Oh man, absolutely glorious. This is phenomenal. I'm getting earthiness come through now. Very wet soil and mud, a bit of clay. Oh, very dirty, very funky. I'm definitely getting clay. And I'm getting a smell of wet stones with moss. Like when you walk in the forest, a mossy stones, shall I say. A mossy, yeah, just moss, wet, funky. Oh, wow, the nose is glorious. Let's get tasting. Oh wow, oily, full-bodied, oily. This is not fucking around. This dram is oily, in your face, a little bit of heat, hit of sweetness straight away. Burnt rubber, soily, earthy, fungal, funky. Wow, what a glorious dram. I can't. I'm getting that aniseed. I'm getting some rosemary. I'm getting some aniseed in there. So it is definitely herbal. Oh, the sweetness is so full. The sweetness is so buttery, oily. It's like, it's like putting butter on toast with jam. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Now it could be the fresh, it could be the peat coming through that's giving the impression of freshly tanned leather. The other ones are a bit leathery, but this is freshly tanned leather, unused leather. The hide is hanging there on the wall, and you can taste that oil, that leather. But it's funky, it's dirty, it's earthy. Oh, glorious. Now this is actually one of the stronger peated Longrows I've had in a while. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to have the last bit and see if I can pick out anything else. The finish is long. The finish is everlasting. It's making me salivate. There's a salinity to it. The finish, the savouriness to it. It's a mix of savoury and sweet and herbaceousness. Absolutely stunning. A little bit of flint gunpowder, which ironically enough the Springbank missed on, but this one definitely has that flint and gunpowder note to it that they're known for. But in saying that, not as much as your usual standard release of Springbanks. It's quite a resiny, rubbery peat. So I don't know, maybe the ppm is much higher. I don't know what it is. Maybe the barrel and the peat reacted differently, who knows, but nonetheless it is absolutely stunning. So thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you the fourth and final episode of this series, where I put them all side by side and just quickly go through the notes of them. Okay, and see you then. Until then, eat, smoke, drink.